Hey guys, how's it going? Hey, Rajesh here again. Today we're gonna talk about another interesting and a little bit complex functionality in Marketo, and that functionality is custom objects. Um, Many of you heard about custom objects in Marketo. Some of you might be using it. I just thought I would create a short video. Hopefully, it will be a little bit. It won't go too far because there are a lot of things to cover. But let's see. But yeah, custom objects is a very powerful functionality in Marketo, especially when you go into the more and more maturity about your Marketo system and you have more and more complex things which needs something like custom objects and things like that. So let's talk about it. So what is a custom object? Custom object is a table. You can think of like as if it's a table. But let me back up as such. So now in Marketo, you have like people who are like leads or contacts. They have first name, last name, email, and things like that. At a given time, a person in your database only have one name, right? First name, last name. At a given time, they can't have multiple of those for one lead as such. But there are some situations whereby you have some data which by inherently by nature have many things, many records at the same time for a given person. For example, a purchase history, maybe like the products owned by your customer. Let's say your customers, but they can buy multiple of your products, and you want to keep a track of all the products this person have owned, or this company have owned, or things like that. Or maybe you can just think about cars. Maybe you have a lead database and you are in automobile business and you want to find out or keep a track of what are the different cars and models this person might own. Or you might be a book publishing company which actually worked on some time back, who you want to track about the how many books this person have downloaded and is reading right now and things like that. So or your education institute who want to keep a tab on and act on when somebody registers for a new course or gets out of or completes a course and things like that. And you can use Marketo custom objects to maintain that information, not only maintain that information but also automatically act on whether somebody gets a new object created or new record created for a new course or a new house or a new car and things like that, or if the house gets or anything gets updated or what things like that. So those are the common use cases I have seen about custom objects. And that as you said, there are a lot of power. We can use the custom objects in a market of filters in our smart campaigns. We can also use them to trigger some flows. Say for example, a student enrolls into a new course you want to act on and start an email kind of communication about that course to that in person or things like that. Or you can increase the score, or you can do so many things, and you can use as a trigger in the smart campaign. You can use it as a filter also. And so those are the things you can do with the custom objects. Now, so let's go and walk through how do we actually do about. Um, as you see here, I'm on the My Marketo main Marketo screen, and I'm going to go to define a custom object. And to do that, you need to have admin access, and we can see here, which I do. And on the left hand side, you'll see a tab under database management called Marketo Custom Objects. Right now, I don't have any custom object defined, and that's by design because I wanted to walk through. And right here, you will see new custom object, or at the top, you will see new custom object. You can just click here, and let's call our name. Custom object is about, let's our business scenario is like we have several products. Let's say you are a software company and you make softwares about editors, graphic design softwares, who knows, antivirus products and whatnot. And you want to know, keep a tab on all the products a given lead or contact have owned from your product company. So let's talk about let's get about it, and let's say a product owned. Um, so as you see, as you type the names, the API name is calculated. If you want to correct that, you can correct that, but you can just keep it as it. Um, or we can just, instead of product owned, we can just say product. And that way the plural name also makes sense. Um, or you can say products, OWNED, products owned, and you can just change that one, products owned, and you can do that. Showing the person details, this is when you want to show this products owned as a tab on the lead view in your database. When you pull up a lead, whether you want to see this custom object shown on that or not. And let's say we'll save it as a show, and that's it. So the custom object is created, the table, kind of the table shell is created now. And you see that it is in the draft mode. It's not approved yet. You need to approve it, but before we approve it, we need to add fields to it. And as you see here, Marketo automatically generates 3 fields which are out of the box for every custom object, that is created at, updated at, and Marketo GUID. So these are automatically maintained by Marketo and created by Marketo for that, for system purpose. We cannot delete them, and we should not delete them, even if you can, but I don't think you can. Then you can create new fields. Let's say I want to have product name as one of the fields, and that field is a string. It's a deriv field. We can also choose whether it's a deriv field or not. If you want to see if these are the uniquely identified product name, if if they can only one, like you only have one product, or you want to deriv from it, one person should not own, you don't want to see multiple of the same product names in your products owned table. You can choose that one, but for now I'm just gonna keep it. When you actually go to implement this, you will have to do a lot of not a lot, but some thinking, but I will leave that to you, not in this video. You have a product name. Let's add one more. We will have to see a date or a version. You can have a version again, and maybe the version can be integer. Say you can have a platform. Platform can be string. Operating system, again a string, and so on and so forth. You will also should have a and this is just to demonstrate purpose. You can actually name it appropriately. Now what we also need to have a link field. What that means is that, and this is a little bit unique about this custom objects, is that you can have one in Marketo can have multiple products owned here, right? Yeah, that's the reason why we are doing it. But how do we know which custom object or which product is owned by which person? So that's what this link allows you to do. And this link will allow you to say, okay, person A owns 1, 2, 3 products, and in that table, so you will have a custom object with a table. You will have 10,000 records, but they are owned by, let's say, several thousand of people. Each of the person will have links to the different records into that table. So that way at a given time you can say person A owned 3 products, person B owned 20 of them, person C owned none of them, things like that. Same thing you can also do at the company level also. And you can, so as you see, when we go about, you can kind of check it out. So basically what we are saying is that go by email address, and the email address of the person will be kind of stored onto this link field in a given in a custom object. So at a given time, you can say, okay, show me all the custom objects called products owned by this email address, and that way, in a person is connected with those custom objects, the products he owns, or she owns, by the email address, and that's you can do, and that's pretty much about it, and that's the um, and that's about that. And used by, obviously it's not used by anything now, and you just go through again, make sure the types are right and all that. You can edit them, update them later, but it's always good to do check first again in the real, and then you can approve the object. When you approve the object, okay, okay, so I need to have a dedupe fields. Now let me see the dedupe field. I need to have probably the product name, and I will say dedupe field. So let's see what I say. You can open the records in the custom object. You have up to 3 dedupe fields. So basically, I'm saying that my product name uniquely identifies the product. Yeah, because I don't want to have multiple records in this custom object with the same product over and over. And that should be it. And now the products owned is approved. And that's pretty much it. Simple. You just create a new custom object like this, and then you go and give all the information, then add the fields and approve them, and that's kind of that's pretty much about how to create the Marketo custom objects. And then you have the Marketo have built the behind the scene tables and the flows and the logic and the linking and all the hooks for you to be able to save this kind of information and act on this kind of information. Now when you do this, let's see. So when we do this, this fields, now this object and these fields are ready to be used in Marketo programs. And I'm going to go to my earlier tab, and I'm just going to refresh it just in case. Now if we're gonna say product, and this is on the right hand side, and you see here, and there is a trigger called added to product own. This is unique to your system because you have a custom object called products owned, and so you can have a flow in which says added to products owned, then do anything which you would typically do, send email, send alert and whatnot, right? All those normal things we do in Marketo. So you get a new trigger, you can gets added to your system. So anybody gets added to a products own table. Any new information about somebody owning a product gets added. Somebody buys a product. So the way it kind of works is like, let's say you have an e-commerce site, or somebody orders a product and somebody buys a product, or operating, let's say your software, maybe you're selling antivirus software. That antivirus software is bought on the e-commerce system. You will have a API, Marketo API call from that e-commerce system, and that will come into this products owned table. And as soon as it gets created in there, this smart campaign will get triggered, and then you can do whatever you need to do for that. You can increase the score, you can send emails, send alert, whatnot. You can do all of those things. But what if you want to only do if the version or the platform is something? So you can just say only when platform is Windows, something like that. Or you can do n number of things, as there are so many constraints you can do. Or the product name is antivirus, or version is 2.0 or above, or thing like that you can do. Or you can say all the other things, date of activity, whether, or you can have a minimum number of times. So whether somebody have done so many, like fifth order, only people who have ordered more than 5 times you want to do, things like that. So you can do all sorts of things which we usually do with the triggers and constraints. But that's very powerful, because not you only have the out of the box functionality of Marketo, now you are building totally new total custom functionalities based on your specific needs about the products you own, you sell, and the customers you will have as they buy products on your e-commerce system. They will be getting Marketo flows executed for them. And same thing you can do if you're an education institute. You can do it for education institute, new courses enrolled and things like that. um, and so that's one about the trigger. You can also, as you see here, there are filters available. Was added. If you want to make a decision, okay, give me all the people who were added to this products owner who bought new products last 30 days. That's the date of activity. Again, you can have a constraint. Give me all the people who ordered this product which have operating system Windows or Linux, something like that, or any of the products, or any of the categories you may want to specify in there and act differently. Same thing, you have has product on, so you can say, hey, give me all the people who have bought at least one product, or they have uh, a product owned, they own a product by our company, and that is on the custom object. You can right away do that using this functionality, this trigger, or no, filter. You can also have was not added. So give me all the people who we sent email, but they did not order any product in last 30 days. So these are available. Hey, what are they waiting for? So you can send another email to them, or create a smart list with that, and you can use that as for targeting. What are you waiting for? Okay, here is another sweeten your deal and just get it, or something like that you can do. So that's the main functionality use of custom objects. We have used it for a lot of interesting things. As things happen in, like I worked with a publishing company and electronic publishing company, and when they actually somebody they want to enroll into a book, and they can actually initiate the fulfillment of the book delivery using Marketo and things like that. So it was pretty cool. And just few things. I hope this helped you. If you have an advanced business case which you can use custom objects, I'm sure this short video probably helped you. If you have any questions, let me know anytime. Couple of gotchas. You need to is that we saw one to many relationship here. One contact, one person having multiple custom objects, like multiple products owned. You might also have cases whereby there are many to many relationships. So one course can, or one custom object can be owned by multiple contacts own multiple custom object entries, and depending on the best time, your business case, that might be there, but even that is possible very well in Marketo. Couple of things to keep in mind. This functionality is only available for if your Marketo system is on Orion, and if you are not sure, reach out to your Marketo rep or Marketo support to see whether you are on Orion, and whether infrastructure, and whether you have custom objects available to your system. And couple of things, when people get added to custom objects and things like that, unlike the normal things, like when somebody change their first name to something else and all that, there's no activity of that person maintained. So for example, in the activity log, there will not be any activity log maintained of that somebody buying a product and all that. So that's just a little bit something it's a different than that. So let me just see if we have a lead I can show you. See here, there's a custom objects tab gets added here, and you can pick and see what are the custom objects available. Right now I don't have any custom object, so that's why this person have no products owned. But if I had it, it will show me product on 1, product on 2, product on 3, and things like that. And when I add, when I buy the products, let's say my record, it won't show an activity log here. That's what I was meaning, is that it won't catch up here. So you will be a little bit, it's difficult to kind of find that out whether somebody was added or not. But there's just a little bit nitty gritty here to do some other things to make sure that you have a tab on it. That's kind of just wanted to mention that. A couple of other things. You can also import data into this custom product, and that's basically it. You can actually import data records from a CSV file into a custom object if you have a outside already a order database, and you can do that. Or you can also use Marketo API calls for your system, e-commerce system, or in your ordering system to automatically create new records into Marketo custom object so that you can use it. The one other thing I would say is that you will have a velocity script also will, if you go into my tokens on the program arranging, you can also see the email script, and you can see that they will be, this is the where you write the velocity email script, and you can actually see the custom objects product owned available here, and you can actually use coding related with that, and so that way you can use any looping and all that. Let's say you want to create an email which says, okay, hey lead, or hey person one, these are all the products you have owned so far, and this one is expiring, that one is expiring, and all those things. If you want to do something like that, you can have create beautiful emails which will create a table of all the products owned by a given person. And if you didn't have a custom object and velocity email script, you will be hard pressed to do that kind of table presentation of all the products owned by a given person. And that's the cool functionality which custom objects and velocity email scripts allow you to do right within Marketo and not depend on some external system or Salesforce or things like that. So that's the way about it. You can write a loop through which goes through all these items, and just that way just print nice table. And I will be doing a video about that little later, but just wanted to give you that background that you can also use custom objects right here. That's a very common use case for custom objects. And I hope this short video helped you. It's a little bit longer than what I wanted, but I think the material is there's a lot to cover. So I hope you liked it. I hope you found some value in it. If you have any questions about custom objects, velocity email scripting, or anything in related to Marketo, I would love to know about it. If I can help, I would be glad to help. Please subscribe to this channel, because I will be adding weekly, if not daily, new videos about functionalities in Marketo, cool functionalities in Marketo, complex functionalities in Marketo, any gotchas, any new functionalities. And as always, I would love to be in touch with you. Please let me know if there's something incorrect you see here, or if you have any feedback, positive, negative, let me know. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe this channel, because that way we can be in touch. Okay, then talk to you soon. Bye.